Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams. You're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 175. Ooh.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is. It's a lot.
175 is such a round number. Like,
Mhm.
people should expect great things from 175, don't you think?
They should, but I have some really dark things to talk about.
Well, you should. We have a guest that we're going to bring on later. That's our
We sure
exciting
do.
news about 175. Don't get too excited. Just kidding. You may have heard of her because we talk about her all the time. I shouldn't say all the time because we don't want her to go back and listen.
All good things. All good things.
All good things. We look at Caitlin shaking her head like, is it? Yeah, Bellanee Plaza, our Central Florida bureau chief, is going to make an appearance here in a few to tell us a little bit about stuff that was going on in Central Florida over the weekend because it was a busy and very big weekend over there. And the weekend before, so maybe she'll give us a little scoop on some ladies too. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about the number because this is one of those rare occasions where there's several things about it. Now, I will tell you that mine came from AI, but a different one than I've used before. This one's from Google Gemini.
Okay.
So I have yet to determine if it lies to me or not. So when I bring up these facts, you can tell me if it was a lie or not.
Okay. Just so you know, mine come from Google, so they might be overlap between Google and their AI. So
Well, there you go.
we'll see.
Well, then we'll know.
Okay, so a couple that I found that I thought were interesting tied to money is 175 seems to be a benchmark for music and fashion. So 175 million is the going selling rate for musical icons when they sell their catalogs to industry. So a musician who owns their music wants to make some money. They can sell their songs to either a music producer or a studio or whoever. I mean, famously, Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog and they own those songs. And Sting, Bob Dylan are just a couple of the people who sold theirs for $175 million to, I believe they both sold theirs to Universal Music Group. But that seems to be the going rate if you're a legend and need some money.
It is. You know, it's to surprise you, but I reached out to Air Supply to buy their catalog, and
For
they
$175?
$175 million. So I've just been, in the process of trying to,
All right.
to do that.
I hope you get that.
I'm saving it up little by little. You know how I get distracted very easily when a
Of
message
course,
pops
yes.
up, I read it and I can't. I just got a pop-up message that says, here's your Google verification code. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to get into Google. What's going on? So now I feel like while I'm doing the podcast, somebody's trying to steal my information.
Hackers.
We'll figure it out.
Another 175, $175 is the common baseline price for a fashion item considered an it accessory by iconic pop star merchandise. I'm reading this. 175 is the bridge that gaps high-end celebrity couture and accessible internet-driven streetwear. I don't know why they came up with that price point, but the industry said 175. That's the bridge.
Did you say
So anything over 175 is too expensive, and anything under is cheap.
Did you say internet-driven streetwear? Did those
That
words
is what
come
I
together?
said.
Oh, I wonder
It
what
sure
that is.
did, yeah. Anything from the
What is it?
TikTok shop, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. Bro, I've actually seen that word like so many times. Like that's officially, I'm gonna sound old. That's replaced dude, right? Dude in the 80s was like all over the place. And now everybody's like, bruh.
Hey,
In
bro.
all the comment sections, bro did this, bro did that.
All right, so here's a couple of movie related However, two of the movie related are actually tied to world events. So the first one, Legally Blonde. You a fan of the movie? The Reese Witherspoon movie?
Surprisingly so, yeah.
Oh, she
There's a prequel coming
in
out.
the movie. Yeah, there sure is. I think it's a series. I don't know if it's a movie. I don't know.
Oh.
But I believe it's on Amazon Prime. But she, in the first movie, she scores 175 on her LSATs.
Oh, is that good?
So
It must be because it got her
that
into
is,
Harvard.
it got her into Harvard. So it must be really good.
Harvard.
Well, it must be because
How
on
do
the
you like
little
them apples?
on the little thing here, it says she scored an incredible 175. So it must be incredible.
Did we watch something recently where somebody's like, "How do you like them apples?" and then something didn't go well for them? Like, I don't like them at all. What was that in?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound familiar to me. Maybe it's something
All
you
right.
saw without me,
I forget.
which is very rare this past week.
I
feel
was
like
gonna say.
I
feel
was
like
like,
we're
when we
joined at
get
the
to our
hip.
week, it's like we did everything together. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll just look surprised when we're like, hey, we went and saw this together, didn't we? You remember the movie Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a film about dealing with the aftermath of 9/11. And this ties into 9/11. One of the hijacked planes, specifically the second hijacked plane that went into the South Tower, was United Airlines Flight 175. Yeah, and then keeping
That's
up with
sad.
the sad stuff. There is a documentary that I know well because I did a story on this back when I was at Watermark called Paragraph 175. Paragraph 175 is the law in Nazi Germany. Actually, I believe it was prior to Nazi Germany. The Nazis just carried it over.
Yeah.
That made homosexuality illegal, and it is the law that they used to put them into concentration camps. And also, after we liberated Germany and cleared the camps, it is the law that the German government used to take the gays out of the camps and put them right back into prison. And there is a
Yeah, it's
fascinating
crazy.
story on watermarkoutnews.com. It's a little old, but it's still good.
Yeah, for
You should
fans,
check it out.
for fans of the podcast, if you've been watching the podcast way back in the day when Jeremy still worked at Watermark and we recorded in that little room over Jeremy's shoulder
That's
was the
right.
cover of that issue because it was such a great issue. And what a fascinating
Is
documentary
that on the wall?
about it.
Or where is that now, that thing? Is that still on the wall at the office?
I think is it there? Bellanee's like she's here,
Bellanee's
but
looking around,
she's
she
not
sees
here, so
nothing.
she's looking around. It's somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's in my office. It might
Oh.
be in my office because I've got all the happy things in there, like Matthew Shepard and
Yeah.
that. So it's probably in there.
If you ever get rid of that, I want that to put on my wall in my new apartment that we'll talk about in a little
Oh, that's
bit.
interesting. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want that, but when I handed you your Wonder Award, you threw it away. Just
No, I
kidding.
didn't.
No,
It's-
I'm just
How dare
kidding.
you? How
I'm
dare you
just-
tell people I did that? It is in this box right here, waiting for my apartment to put it on the wall.
You're like, I don't have a home. What do you want from me?
You know what I'm going to do? After this, I'm going to hang it on your fridge to show you all the good work I did.
Do you know that Dylan's is hanging on the fridge in Orlando?
Oh,
So
is it?
that's yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
so those are
paragraph
my
175.
175s.
That is like watch everything came about that. Like it's crazy. And then we went to that because there was a museum in St. Pete that was showing. that
Yes,
was
the
doing something with it.
Holocaust Museum. And
Yeah.
then the story was tying into the exhibit. The Persecution of Homosexuals was the name of the exhibit that they brought to the Holocaust Museum. And we went and saw the exhibit.
Yeah.
And they were running excerpts from the film. But the 1999 film, I watched it for the story. And it's just some of the stories coming out of there is just, it's tragic.
Yeah,
Um,
they're awful. And I'll tell you that just so that people know when you're like, oh, it can't get like that again. It can't. You know what I mean?
We're getting there.
Before the Nazis took over, Berlin was called Gay Berlin. It was like there was gay. It was accepted. It was everywhere. And this law was in place, but it was just never enforced.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the Nazis took over and that it all went away. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
huge gay mecca, and it went away like that
Just like that.
and became
that-
something awful.
anybody who's interested in that portion of history, there's a book called Gay Berlin that goes into the decade before the Nazis took over and how there was a huge community, and they had newspapers and they had clubs and they had bars and
drag shows
drag shows, and it was just like it was now.
Yeah.
And they were able to just take it all away.
Yeah, there's another
Also,
interesting
Cabaret.
movie.
I love Cabaret. You should watch. You go see Cabaret. It's the same thing.
Cabaret, and then there's the movie Bent.
I never saw Bent.
Oh, we should cover that. I think I believe that isn't that the one where at the beginning it's David Bowie is in it.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's
I'll
like
say yes.
He's in something that's very
Because we
gay
don't fact
Berlane.
check here, so I'll say yes.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
I hear he won a Tony Award and an Oscar for it.
For the movie, yes.
Yeah,
and the Olivier Award.
Anyway, those are my 175. I don't have any more.
So here's a couple more. I found these are movies that are exactly 175 minutes long. And I'm laughing because I'm terrible at typing. Also, I have this new keyboard. You know those keyboards that are all weird, like it's not like this, it's like this.
Oh yeah, they're broken into sections. It's
yeah,
supposed
it's
to
like
be
wavy.
ergonomically better for your hands.
Yeah, it's terrible for my typing. So what my note says is movies exactly 175-minute schlong. Yeah.
Ooh, we should do 175 movies with 175 schlongs.
I want to find one movie with 175 schlongs.
I don't know the name of it, but I know the type of movie it probably will be.
I know there's not even one in this one.
Okay.
The Godfather from 1972.
Yeah, all right.
Times in at exactly 175 minutes. Now, of course, this is all according to AI, so anything I'm saying right now could be a complete lie. Interstellar.
Yeah.
175 minutes long. And then every time I think of Interstellar, I think poor Anne Hathaway. This is like this is around the time that people started like saying
hating on her for no reason. Yeah,
because she's everywhere. That's when you're everywhere, nobody likes you.
Mm-hmm. They build you up to break you down.
Right, Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you show up everywhere.
Did you hear what he said the other day when the Knicks won? He goes, "The Knicks winning is better for me than ever winning an Oscar." Well, you just screwed your pooch. You're never going to win an Oscar now, Timothy.
He probably was like, "Oh, that game was so great," Like, I hope this sport never dies. Like, who would ever go to a baseball game? That sounds like something he would say, right? Fencing. What's that all about? Batman 2022. The Batman.
The Batman. Robert Pattinson. Good movie.
It's also the longest solo Batman film. Did you know that?
I did, actually. But I'm a Batman fan. You want to see really quick? I'll show you. Whoops.
Oh, I thought for a second you're going to pull out your wallet and show everybody.
The background on my phone is the Batman.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And then if you unlock it, it's Superman. Huh? It's cool.
Oh, look at that. Cool. Marvel fan in the room.
You shut your mouth.
I'm a Superman fan. I'm a big Superman fan. Especially the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it tattooed on my chest. I guess I have to be. That worked out. That was a smart move. Anyway, here we go. TV shows with 175 episodes. Unsolved Mysteries.
I tell you what, kids of a certain generation, aka my generation, love and hate that show in equal measure because it is absolutely you hear that music and it's terrifying. But I was obsessed with watching it.
I was a latchkey kid and watched it by myself. That and when the 911 first came out, like not Angela Bassett's, but when
the
Captain
William
Kirk,
Shatner.
Yeah. When he would tell the stories of it, and then I'd be at home alone watching this, and then it would be about a babysitter getting like somebody trying to break into the house, and she calls 911, and I'm just like, why are all the lights out? My parents are at my brother's baseball game. Why am I doing this? Unsolved Mysteries is great. I should have known I would hate it because I don't like unsolved mysteries. Yeah, it's like when I listen to my favorite murder, the podcast. When I listen to that, if they're telling a story about somebody and they don't know who did it by the end of the story, I get real annoyed.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I even watched that show. Also, Doctor Who, modern era.
All right.
Here's a weird fact. Who's the guy that just got like decrowned? That's Prince Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is not weird. Prince Edward Island in Canada is 175 feet long, 175 miles
What?
long.
Oh,
That's
I
got
was
to be
gonna say.
miles. Yeah,
I was gonna say, what a tiny little island.
175 centimeters long. It's true. We said it on the podcast. It's true.
Listen, Edward. It doesn't matter how big your island is. It's just how tropical you make it. right, what
It's
else
the
you got?
size of the island that matters. All right, here we go. These are two things, real quick, that you can fact check me on.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so Lego Creator Fantasy Forest Creatures version 3.1125. I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Of course.
It uses 175 pieces to create an owl, a deer, and a squirrel.
Oh, so it's a 3-in-1?
Yeah. Maybe that's what the 3-1 starts with. It's 3.1125. Disney's Anna and Elsa's Magical Carousel, also 175 pieces on the Lego.
And it's Disney, so that set probably cost you $400. The licensing fee on anything Disney, the Marvel, the Star Wars, it like almost doubles the price of the Lego set. It's infuriating if you collect.
I
those
hear
series.
you can buy all of those for $175 million.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Some of them.
Maybe it's something that Elon Musk can afford.
Oh, our world's first trillionaire.
Blah.
What a weird
I blame my
timeline we live
nephew.
in.
Blame my nephew for driving a
A
Tesla.
Tesla.
All right, here we go. 175th episode of Friends.
Oh,
It's not really, and
We're
there's
in
nothing that really stands
kind
out
of a
about
filler episode that happens
I
a
don't really
couple of
care
times
about it.
throughout the season. It's season 8, so it's I feel like all of season 8 is focused on the baby in some way or another. So this is the sonogram one.
No.
Oh, this
No,
is the one where they find out Rachel's not really pregnant. I don't know. I don't remember.
She's 2 months pregnant.
Okay.
In this one, it's the one with Rachel's date, where she goes out on a date with Joey's co-star.
Oh, right,
And
right.
Ross is very weirded out by it because he's like, "You're dating my baby," and it's a weird thing. But the subplot of it is kind of a funny one-ish. It's the one where Monica wants to fire her sous chef, but
And he's dating Phoebe.
starts dating him, and then Phoebe's gonna break up with him, and it's like, "No, you can't fire him now. I'm gonna break up with him."
Yeah, you know who that actor is? He's one of the gays from Desperate Housewives.
Yes, I did know that. Interesting fact about it. It's an interesting. It's dedicated to Richard Cox, Courtney's father. I guess he maybe
Oh.
passed away during the filming
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
This is a trivia fact listed in this.
So
and I
far,
only
this is
wrote
an
it
episode
down.
full of tragedy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to get much better
Oh,
until it is all tragedy.
Yeah.
Nothing we talk about is going to be
no,
it's gonna be
nothing is
pleasant.
good.
This is a fact that it mentioned, and I don't know what it means. So I'm going to
Okay.
read it, and then you tell me, because you're a huge Friends fan, and
Yeah.
you know a lot about movies and TVs. It says, Monica was definitely yelling before the title sequence.
What? Monica was definitely yelling before the title sequence?
Yeah, like, what does that even mean? Does it mean that, like, she jumped a line and, like, started before
I
like,
don't
they
know.
were supposed to? I don't know. Anyway, if you know, let me know.
Now I want to
100
watch
and
the episode and see if right before the title sequence you hear, "Ah!" That's what Monica screams like.
Also, that's what the dinosaurs sounded like that Ross studies.
Yeah, it's true.
The baby ones.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You're never gonna get this.
Never
gonna get this. 175th greatest movie of all time. It's the 1926 classic by Buster Keaton, and Clyde Bruckman. What the plot? I can tell you the plot.
I ain't gonna get it. I don't know. I know who Buster Keaton is. I could not tell you one of his movies.
This is after being rejected by the Confederate military, not realizing it was due to his crucial civil role. An engineer must single-handedly recapture his beloved locomotive after it is seized by Union spies and return it to enemy lines. That's right, the general.
The General.
Now, conversely,
100 years later,
should you
that
not-
became an insurance company.
oh yeah. Do you think Shaquille O'Neal was on that train?
It all makes sense now.
I like how the general had to do a commercial saying that the general was a real business. Do you remember that? Like they had the commercials and like Shaquille O'Neal was doing them, and after a while, it had to get like more famous people on, being like, "That's a real thing." Like, yeah, it's a real company.
Yeah. It's because it's based on the commercial and the animation. It just seems like it looks SNL-y, like an SNL skit.
All right. If you don't get this, conversely, you're fired and we can never speak.
Sweet.
If you don't get this, it's back to Bellevue for you.
Oh no.
Now, I tried to pick movies. First of all, I'm shocked that this person is 175. I mean, we've gone through some shit directors to get to this point.
Yeah.
So it's shocking to me that this must be a very old list. It can't be that old. Anyway, I tried to get movies that were really things that would make it difficult for you to guess.
Mhm.
So here we go. The Ice Storm from 1997.
I have heard of this movie. It has Sigourney Weaver and Kevin Kline in it, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, why not? Sure. it
Tobey
does.
Maguire, I believe, is in it.
They won Olivia Awards for it.
Christina Ricci. I'm having like these, I feel like I'm in therapy, and you just said the Ice Storm, and I'm having these flashes in my head of this movie, and I'm like, Christina Ricci's in it, Tobey Maguire, Sigourney Weaver, Joan Allen, Kevin Kline.
Oh my God! Yeah, The Ice Storm, 1997.
Oh.
Joan Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Kevin Kline, William Caine. Huh. Now I want to watch this movie.
It's about swingers in the 70s. The parents are all swingers and they sleep with each other.
I don't want to watch this movie anymore.
Yeah.
So the important thing is, you know, everybody who was in it, who directed it.
Oh, give me one more movie he directed, because I cannot remember.
1993 Wedding Banquet, not the one we watched, but the 1993 one.
Oh, Ang Lee.
Oh,
Ang Lee?
Right, 175.
You gotta fucking be kidding me.
Yeah,
175? He should be at least top 20.
And then I
He
was
did
gonna
Brokeback Mountain. He did
Yeah,
Life
it's on
of
my
Pi,
list.
Sense and Sensibility, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Who wrote this stupid list?
The Hulk.
Ah, that drug him down. He was in the top 20 until they saw that movie, and they're like, nope, back it up.
They were like, no DC comic.
You know
is
what's
gonna
funny
be in my
is
top
obviously
20.
I just demonstrated that I know the movie The Ice Storm. Had no idea it was Ang Lee that directed that. Now I really want to go back and rewatch it.
Rewatch it.
I watched it way back in the day when it first came out. That's why I started having flashbacks to watching it. And I was like, holy shit.
Hey, did you ever watch that movie Kevin Kline was in with Hayden Christensen? Life is a House.
Life is a House, yeah.
Such a good movie.
Isn't Joan Allen in that too? Who's the mother in that? I feel like it was Joan Allen, but I might just be in a Joan Allen phase right now.
Let's see. Who is
What
the
is she
mom
up to lately?
in
There was like a period in the late
Life
90s,
as
early
a
2000s where
House?
she was nominated for an Oscar for like 4 years in a row. She was in The Bourne Identity. She was making all these big movies, and then she just dropped off. I like Joan Allen.
Christian Scott Thomas.
Christian from The English Patient. That's right.
Yes. Do you know who just made a comeback? Who stopped acting? Joan Cusack. She stopped acting.
Oh, yeah.
To just have a normal life, and now she's doing a voice in Toy Story 5.
Yeah. Are you
All
doing
right.
a
Well,
voice
there you
right
go.
now? Oh, there it's back. You got
Oh,
you got
did I leave?
you got craggly there for a while, and then
I
you're back
must have
now.
I must have hit a I must Oh,
Oh, I have
I
just
just
been
want y'all to know.
told.
I feel like I'm on crack, or like a pill I took in the 20s just kicked in out of nowhere. This excited voice comes over our headphones and screaming, "The Pokemon, the Pokemon!" We were
Yes,
gonna go on without Pokemon.
our woman in the booth, Caitlin, reminded me that I forgot to do the Pokemon. Pokemon 175 is Togepi. Did I pronounce that right? Togepi? Togepi. Togepi. Toga is Toga. This is Toge, which would be Togepi. 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 All right, Togepi.
I would take Caitlin's word on that.
Yeah, she'd know better than me. So Togepi is this Kirby-looking star thing inside of half an egg. Is that an egg? That looks like an egg. Oh, the shell seems to be filled with joy. It is said that it will share good luck when treated kindly. Me too, girl.
I know you're doing this on the fly, and I appreciate that, but I love that it's like the shell appears to be filled with joy.
It's.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
I was reading it.
I know, it's great. I love it.
Sorry.
It's like
I didn't have
Kinder
time to
Joy.
prepare. They made me work right up till 4.
I know. Look, I know, and he worked right before, and he came in, and I was like, he walks into the apartment. I'm like, I've already got your computer turned on. I've got your stuff
Let's
out
go,
here.
let's go.
Do you need 30 seconds before we get this going?
I'm already, even as I'm reading these facts that we're talking, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what did I do this week? What did I do this week? Because I don't even remember, and I have no notes. We're Bill O'Reilly in it. We're doing it live.
Do it live.
Anyway,
all right,
that's all the
so
175s.
So there's your Pokemon, Caitlin.
Yeah, she's so
I wonder
happy.
how many
Look at
people
her.
listening were yelling, "Where's Pokemon?" And there we go. So we're going to switch gears this time because we were going to talk about our weeks, but first we're going to bring on Bellanee, who is our Central Florida bureau chief, to talk about a couple of things that she did. So we're going to ask some questions. Are we live? Do we have? I mean, Control, is she live? Do we have Bellanee? Can we hear Bellanee? Bellanee's muted. You can unmute.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Exciting.
Hey, Bellanee.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, we
Hi,
did this
guys.
when Jeremy first moved to New York, and we had guests on. We would ask them all the same questions to get started. We didn't do this with Danny next time, but he'll come back and we'll ask him again. So before we jump into your weeks here, tell us like what queer movie or TV show or actress or whatever was like your gay awakening. Like what's something that you saw and said, I'm in this. This is me. Like, you know, for us it was like when we saw Johnny Depp on that bed and
with the
Nightmare on
crop
Elm
top.
Street, we were like, I need a minute. This is I was not gay until this moment.
Yeah.
But so what would that be for you? Like what's a gay movie that you loved when you were younger, or
I didn't know it was gay. Well, I didn't think it was gay because it was a children's show, but I had a very large crush on a character in Kim Possible. Her name is Shigo. She has black hair, she wears green, she's kind of like a villain, and I had a very big crush on her, but she wasn't gay. If we actually want to get down to like gay, I had a crush on Ruby Rose in Orange Is the New Black when that first came out.
Yeah.
Girl, we all did.
Yeah, but she was like the first masculine, like presenting lesbian, like in like media for me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't see that Shigo. Caitlin has Shigo.
Oh, Caitlin's got your
Caitlin's
got your girl pulled up there.
All right.
The Kim Possible.
All right.
The Kim Possible one. Yeah.
Kim Possible,
All right.
Yeah.
I dig it. I can see it.
So yeah, how old were you when you were watching Orange Is the New Black? Just because I'm pretty sure I was like 45.
I was like probably like in 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. She was definitely good. I mean, she made me question things about me.
I mean, she was young, but also when Johnny Depp was in Nightmare on Elm Street, when I first saw that, I was like 7 years old when my aunt showed me Nightmare on Elm Street, and I knew it then. I was like, I wish I was Freddy and in bed with Johnny right now.
I want to say this, and I don't know if I'm going to need a side-by-side photo of Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street and Ruby Rose from
twins.
I think they're twins.
Twins.
All right.
Twins.
So we wanted to have you come on. Last week, Danny told us a little bit about the things that he covered for One Magical Weekend and gay days and whatnot. And that was a big weekend. So, but I think you covered a lot of Girls in Wonderland events. So we just wanted to give you a chance to talk about those and how they went.
How them
Yeah,
ladies doing?
so there was plenty going on. I mean, Girls in Wonderland was jam packed. I want to say that they are one of the events that happens that weekend that there's constantly something happening for the women to be engaged in, like games, like entertainment, and they always try to make it fun during the pool parties. And I
Tell
will
us
say
about
enjoy that more.
tell
You know
us
what we want?
about
You know what we want to
Caitlin's
hear about?
We want to hear about Caitlin's favorite game they play.
Oh, the last game of the day, the muffin eating contest.
Yes.
Ah, you said muffin.
Muff.
Just keeping it PG.
Yeah, actually there was, so I didn't get to attend that one myself, but my intern got to go, and I asked her how it went. She said that there was almost like not a fight per se, but a discussion on the winners, because they said that someone was cheating while they were eating the muffin off the other girl.
They cheated the muff.
How do you cheat at
cheat the
these
muff?
muffins?
That's what I said too. And
Interesting.
they were
Okay.
saying how apparently she was spitting out the food.
You can't spit.
Yeah.
You have to swallow.
No, I gotta tell you. No shame, girl. I don't blame you.
No.
But they
No.
were all fighting back and forth. They're like, but she didn't eat that. But she, like, because there's a reigning champions that have been going to the contest and have won every year. And they were the ones that were like, no, we won it. Like, you guys didn't get it. We got it. And
Oh,
there's
wow.
judges, watching us. They're eating because their hands are behind their back as they're trying to eat this
Was
dry
there like
muffin.
muff crumb around them or something? And they were like yelling.
Do you have to be a woman to participate? Because I could tear up a muffin.
I mean, I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I wonder if they would allow just a couple
Inquiring hungry minds want to know. Also,
a dry
what
muffin.
what flavor muffins are they? Is there a lemon poppy
It's
seed? Because I'd
From
beat that muffin up. I would
From
tear
what
up
I
a
can
lemon poppy
tell,
seed.
I think they are the large Costco muffins that are the chocolate
Those are
and
so good.
cinnamon-y one, like vanilla-y cinnamon ones. They're the
Yeah.
large cakes.
That's
You
a
know
big muff.
They don't even need to call me the winner. I'll just do it for the love of the game. I will tear those muffins up.
there will be no crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Clean.
that means something else to
I
a
love
different
it.
group of people.
And if I shave my beard, I kind of look like a lesbian anyway, so I'd be down.
So I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm sure I told the story last year too, because I have to every time I hear this. I don't know how long or like muffins have been synonymous with like female anatomy, but when I was in high school, I got to school. Yeah, did you just see Bellanee's face go? Oh my god, this is like that long ago. So,
They had muffins in the 1900s.
There was slang.
so I went to school and all my friends started chanting. They were chanting, "Rick sucks the muff. Rick sucks the muff." And they
Ew.
all knew I was gay. And I knew what they meant or what they were saying. And so I started getting pissed. And I was like, "Why are you saying this?" I got really irritated with them. And apparently, so what we used to do is we'd all meet at school. Like I went to Winter Park High School. We'd all meet at school and then we'd leave and go have breakfast at this place called The Mill, which was down by Rollins College. It was a really cute place. And apparently I had ordered a muffin. And sometimes when I'm eating, I'll like eat with both of my hands, which is weird. I know. And so I had this muffin in both of my hands. I was eating it and a piece fell out onto my plate. So I leaned forward and sucked it up. And I guess I sucked the muff. So I was muff sucker for a long time.
Oh my god.
gosh.
Once I knew what it was, I was fine. Because, it was a good muffin and I like to eat them. So anyway.
Not the
So
point
what
of the story, but what flavor was that muffin?
I feel like it was blueberry because that sounds like
course.
me.
Of
I was a
course.
blueberry guy.
Yeah.
So what else? I mean, like their pool parties must be slamming.
Yes.
Coors
definitely.
Light everywhere.
I think their pool parties are probably one of the busiest, honestly, compared to One Magical Weekend. I think they battle for like the attendees, in terms of count.
I will
Um,
say every time I did, I was down there and I covered the preview for the weekend. Girls in Wonderland always sold out before every other event place. Like they sell out within a day.
yeah. And I do notice, especially like in terms of photos, like as I'm working there, I ask people, hey, can I get your picture? Like, you guys look so nice together. Or like, I try to like make more small talk to get them more willing to get the photos. The women are always so quick to just want to pose, want to have fun, like want to like show off more, especially because if you go to the themed parties, I went to the Cowgirls versus Aliens party and people were dressed as aliens. We're just like cowgirls. It was really fun. And they had the dancers there from the Les Vixens from Ivy, and they came all dressed up as well too. So that was really fun to see. But there were girls who painted themselves green, and that was really fun to get pictures of because then they have like little like tool props, like little laser guns that are like spaceship style. It's like really
See, that's
cute.
fun.
Yeah.
Forget the guys, they'll dress up, they'll get like in tight little shorts and then angel wings and be like, ooh, I'm an angel. It's like, use a
That's
little
hilarious because
imagination.
there was somebody wearing the tiniest little wings at one magical weekend.
I was
Those little
thinking
twinks.
when we were talking about Superman the other day, Jeremy, I think we were because Supergirl was up there.
Yeah.
I was for whatever reason a flash in my mind that when the Halloween after that movie came out, there's like this twink wearing this like cape that's this big and like
Yeah,
a thong
tiny
and
little
that's it.
cape and a thong that's probably blue and red. And he's like, I'm Superman. Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Where's that party?
Invite only.
I guess I know what Dylan's going to be for Halloween.
Oh my god.
Anyway, well, that's cool. It's good to hear that it was a good time. It's always a great time. It's a great
Yeah.
event. I hope that it sticks around forever and gets more and more popular.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
But on a less exciting note, this weekend in Central Florida marked the 10-year mark of something that was horrible that happened in our community, and so we wanted to acknowledge it and to bring you on to talk about what the memorial services were like, or the gatherings and what people were doing to commemorate the day and to honor the lives of those. And of course, I'm talking about the massacre at Pulse that happened in 2016.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this past week has been very heavy with a lot of the events that happened. In total, I went to 5 different remembrance ceremonies, and they were all very different in their own ways. As some of the ceremonies were a bit more catered to the Latino community, and they were honoring them by doing traditional cultural events and different things that they do for those that have passed to honor them in the afterlife. And then there were, of course, the more city focused ones where the city has organized almost like a vigil style and a remembrance ceremony to also honor those that have passed and the survivors that are here. So it did start out with the more Latino ones. There was stuff that happened on the Thursday before on the 11th, and there was what's called a Paquine. It's a traditional Puerto Rican ceremony to honor those that have passed. And it was held by this Spanish group that wanted to show the community that there is still celebration in grief. And so they honored them with playing Latino music, and they had dance ceremonies, and they had also former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was shot at point blank range when she was in Congress, and she was there even though she still currently struggles to speak, struggles to walk. And she spoke about her advocacy because she has her own organization now that fights for gun violence and fights to have stricter laws, especially on those that are purchasing firearms. So it was more of that honorary celebration for sure.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might argue that if her husband was vice presidential nominee last election, that maybe things would have turned out differently.
Very true.
Oh, careful. Don't get political. Some might argue if he was the presidential nominee, he may have won.
Well, he might be this next time. I'm sure he's running, right?
I don't know. I used to try to play that game of, let's see what's going to happen in 2 years or 4 years. And I've been wrong every time in the last 10 years. So I don't even guess anymore. I'm like, you know what? Aliens are probably going to come down and ET is going to be the next president. That would make sense.
At this point, anything's possible. I mean, but yeah, so then after Thursday, it then continued into Friday. So on Friday morning, for the actual day of, there was a remembrance ceremony with the Mexican consulate here in Orlando because four people that passed in the shooting were Mexican, and there were six people total that were also injured that were also Mexican identifying. And something I learned being at the consulate is that the Mexican consulate actually helped fly back those four bodies to Mexico to the families that were there to help them get back the prices and stuff. So they wanted to make sure that they could do what they can in 2016. So they spoke
Mm.
about that as well, about their involvement still with the families. And it was a bilingual ceremony. So they had people talking in Spanish and they offered translation also as well in English. And it was also just more of a reflection space for people to talk about moving forward, how they can overcome kind of like this in between stage of where do we place our grief now that it has been a decade. And there was also a
Can I
campfire.
just say real
Yeah.
quick? I just want to throw out there, kudos to Mexico for doing that and for helping these families. Because I mean, I don't. What did what did the U.S. government do
Mm,
for the 10-year mark of balls? Anyway, not
no,
getting
very
political.
true.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Very true.
they held a USC fight at the White House on the 10-year mark is what they did.
Yes, they did. I know. I can't.
Anyway,
I
what's kind of
can't
the
even.
I'm curious about this because we're
Mhm.
10 years in. I know that when it first happened, there was work to build a memorial. Now the city's building a memorial. I know Buddy Dyer wanted to said that he was going to make sure that it was done before he left office. Where are we at with that 10 years in, and what's kind of the vibe with people in the city? Are they kind of, still backing that and supporting that? Are they fed up with with just hearing about it but not seeing anything? What's kind of the vibe right now?
There's definitely a two-sided conversation to it all. There's people who feel that there is finally work being done and they're happy with that and they feel that the city is doing right by taking over a memorial because usually cities never have any say in a memorial. Usually it is done by a nonprofit. So it is one of the rare occasions where local government is stepping in to create this memorial also with the county. And so there is definitely also people who feel that it's 10 years too long and that there is too much time that has passed and that there is not enough accountability with the Pulse nightclub shooting and that they feel that maybe there should be somebody held accountable for this massacre, for these deaths, and for the issues that have happened since then. When we look at the nonprofit that started out of it, the One Pulse Foundation, and the money that was lost, people still want someone to be held accountable there. It's just hard when laws are not really strict on nonprofits.
Mhm.
So there's definitely that conversation. But from those that I've spoken to, and that those that are also survivors that have spoken about it, they feel that this is a step towards healing and that they feel that this is the right thing to do as it has been 10 years and that there shouldn't be any more fighting to finally honor a space for those that have passed and
Yeah.
to give the families a space to grieve and to think and wish of their loved ones that are no longer here. So it's definitely a dual-ended sword for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I mean,
they've
it's got to.
told the. I was just gonna. I know they've torn the building down. Have they
Mhm.
said when they expect the memorial to be completed?
So construction is expected to start September of this year, and completion is expected to be fall of 2027. Mayor Buddy Dyer is saying that he is very hopeful that it will be done before November, before his term is up.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen the photos, Jeremy, but I mean,
Mm-mm.
it looks amazing. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
and it would be really nice to have
Oh,
something
you mean the
finally
photos of
happen.
what it's gonna look like? I
Yeah,
did.
the
Yeah, I did.
renderings.
Yeah, I did see
I
the.
think it
Yeah, I
looks
did.
really nice. And it's hard for people, especially like, I remember getting a phone call back in the day, and they were like, "Hey, does Watermark want naming rights to a piece of this thing for $25,000?" And I can't imagine if I had given $25,000 to this organization and it was for nothing, that I could imagine the anger I would feel and then know where to place that, you know?
Mhm.
So I get why people might be upset, uh, with not having someone accountable or somewhere to direct that to.
Mhm.
But I see what the city's doing with this, and I'm really hopeful that it helps provide a space for people to heal
Yeah.
and to reflect. And I think it looks great, and hopefully hopefully that'll get done without the drama of the past attempts and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So
To add
Yeah.
a bit of levity to this, kind of tied to Pulse, but not really, because I met him because of Pulse. But at Macy's, where I work, there are mannequins that look exactly like Brandon Wolf. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. I know Brandon's back in Orlando,
you
and I don't know if
you
he
didn't
listened,
know.
but there are mannequins. I walk by them every day, and I was like, holy shit, did they model these after Brandon? Because they look exactly like him.
Well, he left Orlando for a little bit of time to go to DC to be like the media director for HRC
Yeah.
and model for mannequins. So
Oh, okay.
there
Well,
you
there
go.
you go. But he's back in
Everything we say
Orlando.
on
Did
this,
I see
yeah,
that? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
he is. Yeah.
and
Good for
everything we
him.
say is true.
That city,
But
it has a way of dragging you back.
But before you go, I wanted to give you a chance to just sort of finish like there was a main memorial event
Yes.
that
So
happened. How was that?
that Friday night was the main necessarily the vigil that they have. It's a commemoration event, but they have it all essentially done with that First United Methodist Church that's right across the street from Dr. Phillips Center
Mhm.
in downtown Orlando. And they had media all up on that second floor watching over, and by the time the ceremony started, it was a very packed church in there. They followed with the traditional welcome. Tatiana from Come Out with Pride was actually the one leading that, and she gave a very nice speech talking about the remembrance, about also thanking the church for giving the space to honor those that have passed from Pulse, and to especially make sure that they are honoring the community and giving the community safe space to grieve. So they also had some remarks from Mayor Buddy Dyer. They also had Commissioner Patty Sheehan also there to speak on the past 10 years. And when it came to the lighting of the candles, they lit up, everyone had a candle individually in the room, and it was all lit up slowly across the room. It took about 2 minutes, and by the time it was done, they turned all the lights off, so there was a nice orange glow in the room. And they held a moment of silence, and they also had a video playing of all the names to be read by family members of those that have passed. So that was definitely a more emotional moment for those in the church.
Did they do the ringing of the bells?
Yes, so they followed that right after the video,
Ah,
because
I
the
love
video had
that.
each name. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like for some reason it was just a nice calm um just reflection time. I always like
hmm
to be there for that. So that's great.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on and talk to us about this. And maybe from time to time we'll have you back. You never know.
Yeah.
When I hear more about, what's going on with Ruby Rose these days. So you find out and you come back and let us know.
I'd love to find out.
Well, we'll have to call your segment like Muff Chat or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's
Like
Ooh.
I don't even know.
Thank God
Like,
Watermark doesn't have an
No.
HR department.
Caitlin's face when I said that. I just
No.
I wanted to point this out. I just when we thought about having this podcast and we talked about the different things that we can do, never did I think that the phrase "I can tear up a muffin" would be said on it.
Mm.
So there we go. There you go. So anyway, thanks so much for being part of the team, for coming on and talking to
Yeah.
us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Bye,
Good to see you.
Bellanee. Good to
Bye.
see ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wow, she's
Ah.
delightful.
She is.
She's gonna listen to this podcast, but only to this part
Yeah.
to see what we said. as
Right
soon
now,
as she
if
left.
we pause, she just turned it off.
He said I was delightful. I'm done. Good times. Oh, I hope that somebody told her not to leave until her thing was uploaded. Okay, good. Anyway, that's my fear all the time. I would say just until this very moment, though, I was like, is Jeremy a fucking vampire? Because there's a mirror next to you, and your reflection's not in it. And so you lean back a little bit, and then you can see your reflection. I was like, oh, Jesus.
You know what's funny is you say that as she was talking, and I leaned over and I saw I guess it was my reflection that moved. It startled me for a moment, and I kind of jumped, and then I just sat there and I was like, I hope nobody noticed that, but nobody said anything. So I was like, oh, okay, they didn't notice that. But yeah, I saw it move because I was like, holy shit, who's right next to me?
That's funny. All right, so let's go through our weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read the script, if you had time to, but we're gonna talk about the off-Broadway show and the film
Yeah.
towards the end. So you can just cover anything, and then we can
skip
talk.
over those. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is right now, while I am getting situated, trying to find an apartment, I currently live in your apartment. So we see each other all the time. So it's not like, oh, what have you been up to this week? Because you know,
I d
you see.
but see, I am a trained actor.
Yes.
I
So
am
I want you to be
I am a
surprised.
thespian. I went to school for this. I have a degree in my ability to pretend like it's all new to
Beautiful.
me.
Okay. So I want you to, this is the first time you're hearing this information.
100%.
All right. So I'm staying with these two queers, and they are so
This is-
loud.
I feel like Phoebe. This is completely new information for me.
Their dogs bark. I'm pretty sure they're having sex in the room next to me.
You're like, I will point out there was a moment last night, or was it earlier? I forget. Probably last night. I'm so tired. I don't even know what.
Oh, when they
Everything was-
barked?
when Amber was on the back of the couch staring right at you, and
Oh,
it
that was,
just
yeah.
barked, and you're like, oh shit.
That did startle me. Because normally it's funny because she'll like, I'll be sitting in the chair, and like last night I had, because we went to the movies a lot. Well, I went to a lot, but you also went to the movies. And I got the mini Starburst. I love those little tiny Starbursts. So I had a bag that were left over from the movies, and I'm eating them, and she just kind of throws her paws up over the back of the couch and just stares at me, thinking, oh, that's food. Give me some. And so she just stares there and watches me eat. And normally she's very quiet, and just out of nowhere, I'm sitting there eating my Starburst, and she barks, scared the ever-letting Christ out of me. I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
If you choked on it, I would be like, oh shit.
But no, I don't hear you. But it's funny because I am of that age where I wake up about 5 a.m. every morning to have to pee because I'm old and I'm fat. So, the door doesn't make any noise except for like that first half an inch that it opens. So I turn the door whenever I wake up in the morning, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pee. Because I know you guys are sleeping. And I was like, if the dogs hear it, they're gonna bark and it's gonna wake them up. So I open it slowly, and like it goes crack. And then there's just that one initial noise. And I was like, if I can get through that noise, and every morning, and it's like, I was like, fuck.
It doesn't matter. Don't even worry about it. We're used to them barking, and plus, like, it's nice outside, so
Yeah.
we have the windows open, and all night long, car horns, dogs barking,
yeah.
like constant. So it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm so tired all the time. I never get like
Yeah.
real sleep.
I do notice you, because I do the same thing, but I don't have dogs or a husband, so I don't know if that's the cause. But I am, again, of the age where when I have a moment that I can nap, I take it. So I have like 5 to 15-minute power naps throughout the day. If I'm on break and I'm in the back at work and I have a 20-minute, I grab a quick nap. It's just I nap throughout the day.
I sleep during most of my lunch breaks
Yeah.
here.
And
yeah,
you just need, as you get older, you need the extra rest.
it's just here, and I too am of an age where I have to get up to pee 3 times a night,
Yeah.
but I haven't since we got up here because I'm so dehydrated.
All the
And
walking,
so
right?
tired. Sometimes I just lay there and
Yeah.
for hours, and I'm like, no, it's not worth it. I'm tired. I just want to sleep, but I can't sleep because I got to pee. But I'm not getting up because I just want to sleep.
Diapers, adult diapers. That's why they wear them.
Or
I've thought about it.
or you hear this, Dylan's like, oh, the dog peed in the bed again. I was like, that's right, Dylan. The dog did pee in the bed again.
It's just getting old sucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
you and I have we're both members of the AMC A list,
We
which
are.
allows us to see 4 movies a week. And they thank us every time you go to the movies. If you go to an AMC theater, they always thank their A-listers, and we wave. We always let them know.
I do
hey,
say you're welcome. It's polite.
it is. It's very polite. So I spent many days at the movie theaters this past week. I saw 4 movies. The movie we're going to talk about later, we saw together. We also saw Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg movie.
Yes.
Very good. Probably of the group of movies I saw, the best one. And it's, what's funny, because we talked leaving the movie, and I felt the same way. As you're watching it, it feels real. It feels like you're watching the news, not watching a movie.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many TikToks of people who saw the movie and are saying the same. It feels like you're watching somebody expose the truth to you. You're not watching a movie.
Yeah, like it was interesting, and I don't know if that person is an actor or is a real news person, because sometimes they use real news people.
Yeah.
I just don't watch that station, so I don't know. But like everybody else is saying, at the end of it, I realized at some point I just stopped breathing, and I was
Hmm.
glued to it, and I had to tell myself, "This is not
It's a
you're not
movie.
watching the news, you're
Yeah.
watching a movie, and none of this is real." And I had to tell myself that a couple of times. I could have watched, every minute of every bite of information on those drives. I could have sat
Yeah.
there for hours and hours, and it was a long movie, but I mean, I just could have. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was
Yeah.
a great movie. It's just told really well. And you know what's interesting? This is so fascinating to me. Do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes is on this movie?
Based on the fact that you said it's fascinating, I'm going to say that it's not as high as it should be. So, like in the 70s.
It's 81 and
Oh, yeah.
72 audiences, and
What?
most of the reviews are people saying that that they were disappointed, that they expected more from Spielberg, from blah 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 blah. And I want somebody to tell all of you that rated it that that's on you. You set a level of expectations for something and feel like it wasn't met.
Yeah.
That's not the
What I
movie. The
think it
movie was
is, because
great.
it's an alien movie by Spielberg. So you look back at he's done several alien movies. He's done E.T., he did Close Encounters, he did War of the Worlds. He's done alien movies, and I think they go in thinking, oh, it's going to be in that same realm, that same era. And it's not. This is a grown-up movie. It's an adult movie
Yeah.
about it takes on subjects of religion and government interference, and it's a grown-up movie, and they're going in wanting an ET fun alien movie for the kids, but it is a thought, it's a thinking
Yeah.
person's movie. It's a
Or they
dad movie, as they
wanted
say.
or they wanted like alien battles, like War of the
Mm-hmm.
Worlds kind of a thing.
Because
And this
there's
was
action scenes, but it's not an action movie. It is definitely like a thriller that kind of unfolds, and you're trying to distinguish this mystery, what's happening. Emily Blunt in it. These kind of movies don't get Oscar nominations, but she absolutely deserves an Oscar
yeah,
nomination
she's
for this.
great.
She is amazing in this
She
movie.
plays it almost like she doesn't know what's happening to her, so she's freaked out by it, but she's also um like open to discovering what's going on. Like just
Yeah.
really great stuff. And this is more, I mean, it's not an alien movie. It's more about human reaction to aliens. And it definitely answers the question for sure, like you mentioned, about how religion handles the news about aliens, or how it should. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you real quick about one review in particular. Probably the
Yeah.
stupidest review I've ever read about anything ever. And it was this person who said, like, what's up with the alien? Like, it was little in the beginning, and then it was so big at the end. Like, was it a baby? And if it was a baby, it would have been flying saucer. And I'm like, are you a moron? Y- They don't go into the growth rate of aliens. Like, you don't know what
Yeah.
come on. They could be little for 100 years, and then the last 5 years. Plus, like, it was discovered in the 60s, right? Or even before that.
Yeah.
Like the files go way, way, way back. Like, so come on. Come on. Like, you're gonna give it 1 star because you don't understand they didn't answer for you how this alien
Yeah.
grew? Jeez.
So anyway, check that out. Also, this was the second
Great
week for
movie.
Masters of the Universe, which I loved. It did not do well. It had a major drop off. So I need you all to put on your big boy 80 pants and go see Masters of the Universe, because I need the sequel with She-Ra and Hordak and Orko. So if this
Yes.
movie doesn't do well, they will not make a sequel to it. So I need people to go and rally behind it like they did. Remember The Greatest Showman? When it came out, it opened to really low numbers, and then it just had legs because people kept going back to see it. I need people to do that with Masters of the Universe. Um,
I saw Greatest Showman when I had Movie Pass.
ooh, I remember Movie Pass. Those are good days. Good days. Two other movies I saw that are doing really good right now in the theaters. Obsession, which is bonkers crazy, so good. it's the first half of the movie there's a lot of cringy moments, but it's like funny, exciting, cringy moments. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe she's acting this way. But the last 20 minutes of this movie are fucking nuts. And if you like horror or you like suspense or thrillers, you'd love this movie. Go see it. It was a really good ride. The other one I saw
It
was
looks good. Like
yeah.
it looks like it's scary, but not horror movie scary. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like slasher film scary.
Yeah,
It's sort
no,
of
no, no.
like
There
it's
are
just
supernatural
psychologically
elements
crazy.
because he makes a wish to let this friend of his that he's in love with, that he wants her to be in love with him. So there's supernatural elements to it, but it's mostly about. I would say it's mostly like body horror, like some of the things more so than scary jump scares. The other movie I saw was The Backrooms, which was not a bad movie, but I did not understand it all. Now, I'm not part of that generation. I guess it's millennials or Gen Z. I'm not sure which generation this falls in that started The Backrooms. But The Backrooms are like
Wasn't that Barry Manilow?
Yes. The fans of Barry Manilow will love this movie. But it's like the space behind reality and these rooms that they go into that's like an alternate reality that's kind of similar to what's going on. Sort of like, remember that movie Us that Jordan Peele did?
Yes.
Where it's like the mirrors at the underneath. It's kind of like that, but it's a very weird movie.
I never saw
didn't completely get it. Us was pretty good, but I didn't completely get either one of those movies.
It looked too scary.
But they were good. But I maybe somebody who's like obsessed with The Backrooms or likes that whole YouTube series, maybe they can explain it to me and I'll understand it more. But it was a very trippy movie. I feel like if I was high or drunk watching it, it probably would have opened my mind or something. I don't know. But it's a very weird movie, but it was good.
I feel like I got high and watched Momentum. Have you ever seen that movie?
Memento? Yes.
I don't recommend being high and watch it. It's already a confusing movie.
No,
Just
that's
as
the
soon as
type of you
think
have to be
figured it out,
focused. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be real focused on that movie. But I saw four movies this week in the theaters. And the one that we'll talk about last is definitely not in the top 3 of movies I saw this week in theaters. But the other 3 were fantastic. Go and see them. Other week-wise, I mean, I worked. We saw a couple of shows we're going to talk about. We saw one show that we talked together that we're going to talk about. The other one was the week before. The only other thing is I am on the apartment hunt, and I'm finally getting realtors to get back to me. So I am seeing a couple of apartments this week. So I'm hoping by next episode, I'll be able to say, hey, I have a new apartment and it's in this area. But I'm looking at one tomorrow in the East Village, and I'm looking at one in the Upper West Side. Both of them are studios. One is much larger than the other. So I'm hoping for the second one.
I'm going to guess the East Village is the tiny one.
Oh, yeah. The East Village is the tiny one.
Do you know what else is in the East Village?
In that we're friends with, they all lived in the, or
no,
they
they're
live
in the West Village.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mario's Scones. In fact,
right.
If you're like above Mario's Scones, you've got to take it.
I'm not above Mary, and the only reason I know that because the guy who's renting the apartment, he has 2 in this building. He's a Chinese man, and apparently he owns the business he owns the whole building.
Oh, so he doesn't.
But apparently he has a
Mario's.
restaurant in the first floor.
Ooh.
So I have Chinese. If I took that one, and there would be Chinese restaurant. But the Chinatown is right there next to the East Village. So I'm thinking that it's probably right on the border there.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of Chinese restaurants around the area. I do that thing where I put the address in Google Maps and then I hit Street View and then I walk around the neighborhood to see
that's
what
nice.
it would be like if I lived there.
Smart.
Yeah. Smart. It's wicked smart. So anyway, hopefully I have some good news next time. So that's my week. So, I mean, minus what we did together. What did you do without me this week?
I'm going to start with something we did together, but it's,
Okay.
I mean, honestly, Jerry, there's only one thing I did that you didn't do this week. Everything else.
Yeah.
But I can't believe you didn't mention this. So as soon as we finished recording the podcast last week, we left here and went to a gay networking event.
Oh my God, we did. That's right, we
We
did.
did
I forgot
called
about that.
Times Square. Get it?
Square.
Times Square.
And
Instead
it
of
was at the
square.
Planet Hollywood.
It was. It was at the Planet Hollywood, and I gotta tell you, it was actually it was a nice event. It was fun. I mean, Dylan wanted to go because he's trying to build his photography business
Yeah.
here, and so we went to be supportive, and then I'm not invited to go anymore. To any more of them with us.
Yeah.
I think because when we're there in a group, he spends most time talking to us, and it was kind of a clicky thing where people are like, except I met some dude that's with a group called Gay and Sober, and it was really kind of cool to talk to him because he was giving me the skinny on the meetings. And I was like, I'm a big fan of Broadway, and he was like, here's where the Broadway people go, and and I was like, what? This is cool. But he's a really cool guy. So probably gonna go tomorrow night or Thursday. I think his group meets. I might go hang out there, which is kind of cool. And then we got into a conversation with the organizer of the event, who was then trying very hard to convince me to open a gay newspaper in Manhattan. And and he's like, I'll brand my events based on the name of whatever you want it to be, and da 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 da. And I was like, wow, we've got a designer and an editor and a publisher standing right here. So it was all very fascinating. But I want to point out there was this one guy, right? I'm not an I am I would say I feel like I'm terrible at networking, right? But
Mhm.
my story so far would indicate that maybe I'm not. So I was fine at small talk and all that. I feel like I'm not good at networking, but I am not this bad at it. So there's this gigantic singer-songwriter who walks right up to our group. It was Dylan and Jeremy and I, and he walks right up to the group and he's like, "Hi, I'm blah blah blah, and I'm trying to promote myself." And so then he starts introducing himself, and we all shake his hand. And then he asks Dylan, he's like, "What kind of photography do you do?" And so Dylan explains to him that he does headshots and stuff like that. And the guy goes, "Oh, okay. So, what can you do for me?" And I was Jeremy and I instantly were like, "Fuck this." And we just shut down and turned around. Poor Dylan sat there and talked to this guy for another 20, 30 minutes or something. But Jeremy and I were just laughing and waiting for this guy to walk away. And as soon as we did, we're like, what? Like that is not the way to do this. About
No.
an hour later, the guy comes back to the table, comes up to me and goes, "I didn't ask you about your job." And I went, "That's okay." Like, what? I don't need you to.
Yeah. One
I
of
can
the
do
things
nothing
they
for you.
one of the things they did at this one that I thought was kind of cool. They have name tags, but instead of writing your name, you write what you do. So you approach people and it kind of opens up the conversation to, oh, like yours said publishing and Dylan said photography. And for the first half of the meeting or for the event, mine said sales and I switched it to freelance. And people come up and ask you, "Oh, tell me about what does this mean? What do you do? What kind of business are you in?" So I thought that was a really, I mean, anybody listening who does networking events around the country, or if you're in Orlando or Tampa, um, that's a really good way to get people started, conversation
Yeah.
starters, instead of just your name.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I actually put news on mine, which
Mm,
made no one
that's
want
right.
to talk to me. No one did. When a guy wrote it, he goes, "Good news or bad news?" Like I said, "It's not CBS," and he's like, "Okay, good, we'll write it." And then he gave it to me. Isn't that crazy? Like, why y'all hate the news? Y'all watch it, you listen to it. Why you
Mhm.
hate on it? Um, yeah. So next time I'm gonna put like opinionated, and then I'll just say that I do a podcast about my opinion. Truth teller. No, we make shit up. Anyway, so we did that.
Yep.
Can I talk real quick about how much I hate Dylan's job?
Sure.
Dylan got the job. He was here. He got it right the first week he was here, which is really kind of surprising and great. It's like, oh, you have a job, great. But it's a job where it's in photography. Where you take photos of people at restaurants, and then you're like, here, buy this photo, and blah blah blah. Which is all great. I was very happy for him. He got a job. I'm very excited. And then he tells me his schedule. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sundays from 5 to midnight. Now that's what they tell you the schedule is. But then they were putting him at restaurants in the middle of Brooklyn, which are an hour and a half away, and he actually works until 1 in the morning. So he wasn't getting home until like 3 a.m., which really
Mhm.
affects my sleep. And I hated his job. So we were walking the other day after he got or no, it was yeah, he got home like Wednesday really late. And so Thursday, we're walking around and I'm just tired and he's talking about his job, and he's like, "Yeah, everybody thinks I should quit it." I was like, "Well, why haven't you?" And he's like, "Oh, is it okay?" And I was like, "You don't need my permission. Quit that shitty job." I was like, "God, I hate it." So he quit, which is great, because he did quit, but he said, "I told you I'd work this weekend, so if you need me, that's fine." They only needed him for 1 day, thankfully. So I forgot to mention last week how much I hate that. But he did have to work on Saturday, which gave me an opportunity to watch what we like to call the Knickerbockers play, because that's the old name of what like. That's the long version
Yes.
of what the New York Knicks are.
Just
I
because we
did
love throwing trivia out there, the Knicks is short for Knickerbocker.
Right, which is what they
Yeah.
used to call New Yorkers back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So that's why they're
Yeah.
called that. And fascinating. I I like sports, but not like I'm gonna watch them all the time, but I will
Yeah.
watch the finals of anything,
Sure.
just about, right? I watch
Yeah.
Super Bowl, I'll watch the World Series, I watch this. So my week was really like finding different ways that I could watch the games live because I don't have live streaming. So it was sign up for this trial, then lose it after a day, and then sign up for this trial and blah blah blah. So anyway, I'm not taking credit for this, right? So I'll
Mhm.
give out a spoiler for those who don't know. The Knicks won. They are the NBA champions. And I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm just going to lay out some facts for you.
Sure.
The last time that the Knicks were in the finals were when I lived in New York in 1999. And they
Mhm.
haven't made it to the finals in all that time. But I find my way into an apartment in New York. And guess what? The Knicks
They
are in the
win.
finals.
Yeah.
And they win every day. I would look because I'd be out doing something and I'd look and I'd see how are the Knicks doing in this game, and they're losing terribly. So I get home, I sign up for streaming and I turn it on, and all of a sudden they come back and win the games. So I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying it's me. You're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome, New York.
On the same token, I did not watch game 1 or 2 and the Knicks won. I watched game 3 and they lost. And I watched game 4, the first half, where they were doing terrible. They were down 30 points. And I said, I'm going to bed. And then I went to bed and didn't watch the second half. And they came back and won. So that final game, I said, fuck it, I ain't watching. And I didn't. And they won. So you're
See?
welcome, Knicks. I didn't watch. And that's why you won.
Yeah. Why not a queer podcast is why
Yeah.
the Knicks won. You're welcome.
Yes.
I
Rick
will
is
say
good
this.
luck. And I am a terrible luck.
I did the most New York thing I think that anybody could do when it comes to this. I knew that it was going to be crazy in the streets when they won. So
Of course.
when there's 20 seconds left in the game, I took the dogs for a walk because there's a restaurant that plays it. Also in our neighborhood, like everybody grabs a projector and puts it on the screens. So it's a big deal around here. And so as soon as they won, like the streets erupted. People were running up down the streets and yelling, and they were toilet papering all the poles, and like it was crazy. It was really cool to like witness and see. If you were a human, the dogs hated it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
note to self, I won't do that again. So I'll just kind of run through the rest of this real fast. I went to see The Fear of 13, which is the Adrian Brody play, where it's a true story about a guy who was put in jail in the 80s on death row. He spent 22 years on death row, which is half of his life, and then got exonerated. True story. Anyway, I will point out Tessa Thompson. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah,
She's in it.
yeah, yeah. She's in it. She plays the woman that goes to the prison that starts helping him with this whole process,
Oh,
and then
no,
he gets
I had
and
no
falls
idea
in
she was
love,
in
and
it.
they get married. Yeah, she's in the Thor movies.
I love her. Yeah, she's in Thor. She
Yeah,
was in the Creed movies. She was in Loving. No, that was Ruth in it. She was in Passing. The movie with Ruth
Men
Negga.
in she was in Men in Black.
She was in the
Men
third
in
Men in
Black
Black,
International.
or the
Yeah.
International. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love her. If I,
she's great
because
in it.
you know my feelings on Adrian Brody.
Yes.
I don't like him, but if I had known she was in it, I may have gone and seen that with you.
Yeah, you would not have liked him in it because he was
No.
very Adrian Brody and he was like
I don't care
playing
for the
like
Brody.
yeah. You're not a bro for Brody.
No.
Uh Also, there's a guy in it who, Ephraim Sykes, he was Seaweed in the Hairspray live version on NBC.
Okay.
And it's not a musical, but there is a scene where the prisoners sing, and he's so good. And it's so good. It was a really good show. I will say, like, like one thing about Tessa that I will say that I find miraculous when I see a show live is when you watch during the 2 hours or 2.5 hours of a show. This was an hour and 50 minutes, no intermission. As it progresses, you see them progress with it, which I don't know why that surprises me. I just feel like that takes a real kind of talent. I expect it in movies because they yell cut and then you're like, okay, now get into character and doing this. But you've got all this stuff going around you and people coughing and the sirens outside and all this stuff happening. And you're just in this moment and watching her evolve as this like naive girl to this woman in love who then is just broken down. And she was so good in that. And I gotta say, like, it was one of the saddest things I've seen in such a long time. Like, I rarely like will walk out of a theater with like fighting tears, but it was like halfway on the subway back to the apartment before I was like I could exhale and not think about the show and cry. It was just so sad, but it was really great. It's only playing for another couple of weeks, if even that. So if you want to check it out, do so. Oh, also it had this guy in it, Joel Marsh Garland. He played the guard in it. He was really good and funny. He was a guard in Orange is the New Black. Oh, I should have brought that up when Bellanee was on.
Oh,
Anyway,
the attractive one, the cute one.
no, the big guy.
Oh, never mind.
He's funny because when the show started, he walked out, and the show had actually started, so you think it's like it's going on, but he walked out and just he was yelling at the audience like we were prisoners and saying like, you've heard it several times now. Turn off your phones. You will not talk on your phones. You will not talk to other people. You will sit there and you won't text and you won't distract us. It was really, he's like, as many times as I yell this out, there will be one. And it was funny and people laughed. But it was a good show. So then after that, the only other things I've talked about are the two things that we went to see that we're going to talk about. So, we talked about Pulse earlier, and it is infamous in our circle of friends to know that Pulse happened on your birthday.
It did. Yeah.
That we had a birthday party planned for you. So the night before your birthday, like we went out to the movies and to dinner, and then that happened, and we didn't have the party the next day, obviously. But for your birthday, we have not gone out to dinner and movies for your birthday in 10 years. So this was the first time that we did that. And so we went to see Disclosure Day.
Yes.
But we went to see the highly anticipated Stop That Train.
Yes. And it's good you put pauses in between each because it is stop, exclamation point, that, exclamation point, train, exclamation point.
Now I want to ask you first off what you thought Rotten Tomatoes was. Because I want to shock you.
Oh, no.
I want to remind you that Disclosure Day was 81.72. Now, what do you think Stop That Train was?
I'm going to guess, since we live in an alternate reality where stupid shit seems to be the most popular, I'm going to say that critics probably snorted a bunch of cocaine before they wrote their reviews and probably gave this an 87. And then audiences, because that's just the fucking world we live in, gave it a 95.
It's not that dramatic. It's basically the same, 84.79, but higher on both counts. Now, before we get too much into this, I need to point that right off the bat. I must tell you, I love Ginger Minge. I do. I feel.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think Ginger Minch is immensely talented. Great voice. Ginger Minch sings
Absolutely.
"The City Beautiful"
Can
on.
can I say something controversial? May I say something controversial?
I mean, sure.
Okay. I love Ginger Minch. She's fantastic. I've interviewed her several times. I think she's hilarious. She has a great singing voice. And as a big person, I say this as somebody who's lost weight. Um, I don't know. Some fat people, I just like fat. She's lost a lot of weight. Good for her. Her heart's probably happy. She's probably doing great, feeling great. I don't know. I feel, and Chris, my friend, our friend and former roommate Chris, he used to say
Yeah, your
this
friend.
when
Just kidding.
yeah, when when I was like, oh, I need to lose weight, or started losing weight. He's like, oh no, fat people who lose weight, they stop being funny. And I was like, that's stupid. And there's just example after example after example where fat people get thin, and then I'm like, oh, they're not as funny. And I didn't find her as funny in this, and I don't know if it's because she's not fat anymore.
I would say, like, it's just speaking solely on the way someone looks. I think that Ginger Minch looks like an entirely different person. Like,
Oh, absolutely,
and
yeah,
not good or bad, not one way or the other. Just if you put a picture of Ginger before the weight loss up next to a picture of Ginger now, I
completely different looking
I
person.
feel like
Yeah, I
they
agree.
look completely different. Um, but I will say I love Ginger Minch. I think that Ginger Minch did a great job in this movie. I didn't realize it was that Ginger Minch was the star of it
Mhm.
with
Jujubee.
Jujubee. I thought they both did a great job. In fact, the acting in this show is great. Everett does a great job.
Fine.
I just think that it must be the script or the
What a
directing.
terribly written script.
It was
Okay, so
just
for
not
those
funny.
who have seen the trailer, haven't seen the movie or whatever, it gives a very airplane feel. Airplane or hot shots, where it's just the thing with those, like those parody movies, that I think what really sells it and what really makes them great is there's just dense, the jokes are so dense in those movies. It's just joke after joke after joke, even when you have them being straight, and so to speak, and they're doing, like, serious moments. There's like crazy jokes going on in the background. This wasn't that. There was a lot of that, but there were parts of this where they leaned a lot into the whole drag aspect of it. There's musical numbers that all of them don't really land well. I feel like if they had leaned heavy into the absurdity and the parody of it, I think it would have been better.
Yeah, I think the jokes weren't universal enough, and as I
Mhm.
read the reviews, everybody was like, "I love it, I love it, I love it," like, "Oh, especially if you like RuPaul's Drag Race," and then I get to another review where somebody was like, "I did not like this, I did not think it was funny, and I don't watch Drag Race, and now I know why I didn't think the movie was good."
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, I mean, I don't think that you should have to watch Drag Race to enjoy this
Yeah,
movie, but
I think if
apparently
you're
you
going to
do.
try what they call a four quadrant movie, in the summer, studios want their movies to be what's known as four quadrant, where you hit all of the key demographics and it's a well rounded movie. You get men and you get women, you get old and you get young, you get, black watchers, white watchers, Asian watchers, Hispanic watchers. It's a four quadrant movie. It hits all the beats. This definitely is not four quadrant. It's funny if you are immersed in the drag culture, because there's a lot of drag jokes that, like, I don't watch Drag Race, so I didn't get.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cameos from Drag Race folks who I didn't recognize because I don't watch Drag Race. But like the cameos I did recognize, like Sarah Michelle Gellar or uh, uh
Jessica
Mitch.
Ferguson.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. Mitch from
Yeah, I feel like I
Modern
enjoyed
Family.
his part. I feel like, if I had to point out, like, one of the parts that I thought was my favorite would be, like, his shtick,
Yeah.
because it was just funny. Because I feel the same way about children, and so it made me laugh because he was like there was a woman who was pregnant, and, he was like, "Oh, that's nice that you're pregnant, just don't have that baby, here because I love babies as long as they're in the oven. I don't wanna meet
Yeah.
them." and it
But
was
there
funny.
were like bits, like Sarah Michelle Gellar has a couple of scenes in it where somebody approaches her and she gets excited because she thinks that they recognize her, but they're basically pissed at her because she did something wrong. Like, you're in my seat, get the fuck out of my seat, or I don't care who you are, get out of my way. And there's only a couple of those. Like, I really feel like you get these big stars there, use them. And I don't feel
Yeah.
like they use them a lot.
Well, and it was shows like this are an opportunity to like why like why wasn't Jonathan Bailey in it, or
Yeah.
Matt Bomer, or Billy Porter? I guess because Billy Porter is getting ready to go on Broadway, so maybe he didn't have time. But just like, and I'm sure a lot of people like it's scheduling and I get it all, but it's just there's so many queer names and actors
Yeah.
like it could there's that are outside of the drag race scene that could
Yeah.
have been. But
I
this
mean,
was
unless they said, hey, I don't want to be in it.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean, from what I hear, people were clawing to get into this,
that's what
and
I hear. But
but
is it
and
true?
it's just sad because as much as what I complained about the people not liking about Disclosure Day is what happened, what I did for this movie, and I saw that preview and I thought this is going to be the funniest thing I've ever seen,
Yeah.
and I must see it the day it comes out, and so I had put it on a pedestal. And when it like 30 minutes into it, I was just kind of like,
Yeah. And it's not just
oh,
this, because it's just parody movies in general. Like, last week, I went and saw the Scary Movie reboot that they did, and it's the same thing. And the thing with this and Scary Movie, the feel is, at points while you're watching it, it feels like a cash grab. It doesn't feel like they're doing this because of the love of comedy and the love of this absurd kind of movie genre. A lot of it feels like a cash grab, and that just puts me off. I'm sure it puts a lot of people off. A lot of the jokes just feel like, oh, it's very weak and lazy writing because we're just trying to get money from it.
I get that, sometimes from fringe shows where it's like, you can tell somebody's just
Just
throwing
trying to
something
get the money.
together to
Yeah.
get the money, and you're just like,
Now, I will say, regardless of the Rotten Tomatoes, this movie did open at number 10. So moviegoers didn't support the movie. So I don't imagine that this will be in theaters long. So if you didn't see it in opening week, give it a few weeks. You can probably catch it on Paramount.
yeah, and for its niche, it probably is great. Like if you're a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, you're gonna love this movie, and you should go see it. If you do not watch it, then you probably don't want
Yeah.
to see it. You stick to
Actually,
the trailer because the trailer's great.
yeah, don't look for it on Paramount. It was put out by Universal, so it'll be on Peacock in a few weeks.
Yeah, I wouldn't look for it on Paramount anyway. Even if
Yeah.
Paramount put it out, they wouldn't put it out again.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a grape and a half on my end. I didn't love it, but I appreciate what they tried to do with it. There were a couple of scenes. There's a scene when because RuPaul plays the president, where RuPaul's walking around the office talking to her chief of staff, who's played by Matt Rogers, who's in the Fashionista podcast with Bowen Yang, which is weird. He's one of the person I thought would be in it. No Bowen Yang. But anyway, he must have been busy. But they're walking around as people come by and hand her files, and then they just stand and start handing her random shit. And that was very Airplane. That was very kind of Hot Shots, Scary Movie, the first one. And I thought that was funny.
Like an Airplane, I still quote it to this day. I can't even remember a line that I would quote out of this. Stop calling me Shirley is something I say all the time.
Yeah.
Or
in fact, this would have been so much
and
better
Leo's
served.
getting larger. I can say that all the time.
This would have been much better served if they had almost made this a parody of Airplane. Like they even mimic some of the jokes, and just because it's on a train, but it's totally supposed to be Airplane on a train. And they leaned into that, but they didn't. And that's what made it kind of feel like a cash grab. Missy Pyle, if you know who she is, she's the one who's flirting with the conductor.
That was a
She's
funny
hilarious
bit
in
too.
it. She has a nip slip, and she's got this enormous nipple, and people are like, well, what's up wrong with your nipple? And she's like, what? And that part is those kind of bits.
Funny.
It's like it leads. It's like this movie had so much potential with these little scenes that are fucking hilarious, and there's just so that you know what it is. Airplane and Hot Shots don't really have a story. It's just jokes and jokes. It's a very basic story loaded with jokes, and they tried to put too much of a
Guys on a
story in
plane.
this.
Yeah, guys on a plane. The everybody gets sick, so he
Yeah,
has to fly
plane's going
it.
down. He's got to fly it. This
That's
they
it.
tried to put a whole story in it with Ginger and Juju, where they're trying to get on this exclusive train. They were on Skank Train or whatever it was called, and they tried putting this. This did not need a story. We don't need a plot with this one. Just pile in the jokes.
Skank Train.
But seriously, this could have been so much better, and I wish it would.
It
They
had a
would
lot
have
of
leaned
potential.
into it. Yeah, it
Yeah,
had a lot of
and I just-
potential. It made me
yeah,
very
and-
sad. It didn't like it.
You did great, Ginger.
You're good.
You
You're
did great
Ginger.
in the show.
And Juju, I don't know you.
Juju did. I don't know you at all, but you were entertaining.
Juju, I don't know you. But
Although,
you do
is
good.
Juju the one that did Juju do the cooking show with Ginger on Out
Maybe.
TV?
Maybe.
Remember, because I watched a couple episodes of that. That's fun. So then we were like, hey, that didn't do it for us. Let's go watch something that's going to be really great.
You know what? This is going to be. This is
This
what
is going to be good.
Stop That Train should have been.
Right. So we
go
decided.
in.
So we got us some tickets to go see Silverback Mountain, which is an off Broadway. No, it's off Broadway. It's an off Broadway show.
It felt very off
it-
Broadway.
It felt very off Mills.
Yeah, it felt very off. Just
Like,
off.
Yeah. So it's got this poster that looks like it's a Friends show. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like. But and all we know about it is that it's gays go to Uganda to see the gorillas. That's all.
Yes.
That's all we know about it. And
all
so we're
we
like,
know.
oh, this will be fine. And then I happened to catch a little video clip of them singing a song on Facebook called "Why Are You Gay,"
Why are you gay?
which comes from that meme, which is great, or that video. And so I'm thinking this is going to be great.
For those who don't
It's-
know, you need to go look it up because it's the most amazing video ever, and it's created some of
It
the most
really
amazing
is.
memes. But it's a guy in Uganda. He's interviewing a very masculine woman who's in a suit, and he goes, "I will talk to you now." And she goes, "Yes, yes." And they're in an interview, and he goes, "A first question: why are you gay?" And she goes, "Why do you think I'm gay?" And he goes, "You are gay." And she goes, "What makes you say that?" And he goes, "You are gay. Why are you gay?" This entire show is built around that one line.
It really is. I will say, like, if you may not have seen that whole video or the origin video, but you may have seen a video where, like, there's one where there's like this teenager and he does a backflip. And then the words come up that says, you know, like, you probably didn't notice the naked guy standing behind him. And then it goes to play him doing the backflip again. And as he starts the backflip and you zoom in to see it, that video pops up and the guy goes, "Why are you gay?" And it cracks me up. So anyway, so that's the show. And I think unlike the 30 minutes it took for Stop That Train to tell me this wasn't going to be the show I thought it was going to be, it took about 3 seconds. It took about one sentence out of the writer's mouth. And I
Yes.
said, ah, shit.
Yeah. So just to set up, so we're standing outside the theater. There's a poster there,
Oh, yeah.
and it lists.
You'll
The-
go to our Facebook page. You'll see the poster. We
Oh,
took a
yeah.
picture.
So it has the director's name, and then it has the writer's name. The writer, Gooch, is his
Gooch,
name.
the Gooch.
The Gooch. And then you read the cast, and
Mikey
about
Gooch.
four names into the cast list, the Gooch. So he not only wrote it, but he also stars in it. So you know that it's gonna be great because this writer
Because
actor
everything Bradley Cooper does is
wrote
great.
this off Broadway show, and there's
Yeah.
about 20 seats in the theater.
I
and
do
you
want to
just
remind everybody,
know.
it is an off-Broadway show. It is not
It
off-Broadway.
is.
Well, it's show. It's off-Broadway. Just like Little Shop of Horrors that had Jonathan Groff in it, that had, what's that?
Jeremy
kid?
Jordan did
David,
yeah.
yeah, Jeremy Jordan did it. Something Fisher. He's really good.
Eddie
he was,
Fisher. No,
Yeah, he was Dear Evan Hansen.
he's dead.
Anyway, I want to say David Fisher, but I feel like that's
John Fisher,
maybe sure.
Bill Fisher.
Henry Fisher.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just they clearly have a bigger budget. I mean, it just, but
Yeah.
it was, this wasn't even, I saw 7 or 8 Friends shows this last Orlando Fringe, and they were all more entertaining than this one. And that's not to say that there weren't good moments, and I'll talk about those in a minute. It was just shockingly bad.
It was a
I'm sorry to
terrible show.
I'm so before the show started, we were having a conversation with a guy in the box office, and then we went inside, and I just told Jeremy, it's like, I should really carry flyers around to give to people to say like, "Hey, we have this podcast, and we're gonna talk about the show, so you should listen." And then at the end of the show, I looked at Jeremy and I'm like, "I'm so glad I didn't have any
Yeah.
flyers to tell." But we checked in like as the podcast, so I hope they don't. Please don't listen to this. 2 of you in the cast should listen to this. The rest of you should not.
Yeah. There were, I mean, okay. I know you don't like to speak negative, so let's talk about the good things in the show.
Yes, I wrote some down.
I don't have my playbill with me because I don't know where I put it. But I will say the main woman, the lesbian, do you have her name?
Yes, I do. And I have it phonetically spelled, so I can try to
Sure.
get it. It's Ulamide Asampula.
That's absolutely correct. She was fantastic. She has a great voice.
Yeah.
She plays if you've seen The Lion King, she plays the Rafiki part. She's like kind of the narrator almost.
Yeah, she narrates it. Yeah, and she's really great in it.
She's fabulous. Can I just say, as a gay man, I appreciate her luscious breasts. She has big breasts, and they were nice. They were
In
very
some
nice
circles,
breasts.
we would refer to those as personality, and she's got a lot of personality.
This was just the peak, if you will, of the show. She is fantastic. I adore her. I don't know her personally, but if she's listening, I would love to be your friend and hang out. You just seem like such an awesome person.
And she's really cool, and she's very talented.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
Can I talk to you real quick? Well, I know we weren't want to talk about anything negative. I want to talk to you about Mikey Gooch for a second.
The Gooch.
Mikey Gooch Jr., the Gooch. The Gooch gives off an impression that this is the first show that he's ever been in. Right? I mean, did you get that
Yes.
impression? In fact, we definitely thought like we talk about this all the time when we talk about Friends shows and like people who are like seem to not know where to be on stage and they meander a little and they don't really know what to do with their hands and they're just saying their lines. They're not really being this character. And so there was all of that. So as soon as the show was over, we looked at each other and we're like, wow. I mean, I feel like I'm doing reviews like of Joey's show when they did the show when he went off into space and the guys reading the reviews and they were like how awful everything was. I don't want to say it just gave off an impression that was the first show he's ever been in. Do you know that this is not true? That it is not the first show?
I do want to.
Did you look him up at all? Because I'm
not
gonna
at
tell you
all.
what.
I do want to offer some advice though.
Okay.
And this isn't just to the Gooch, but this is to anybody who writes shows. Just because you write the show doesn't mean you need to be in the show. That's all I have to say.
Do you want to know some things that the Gooch has been in?
Sure.
I'll give you these 2 things. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
No.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
No.
Yeah, he was in those and executive producer. He has produced and acted in so much stuff. You got to look up his IMDb. It's crazy. I'm just shocked. Like, but maybe most of it's like TV, and maybe this was his like big stage thing. Like, hey, let me try stage. I really love it. I want to get involved in it. And if that is the case, awesome. Do it. You'll get there. You just weren't there for this. It just wasn't. And again, the writing wasn't really. There were so many times when the characters were like, yeah, and like did this thing, and you expect to get this roaring cheer from the audience, and everybody's just like,
oh my God, there were so many moments where you could see they pause thinking there's going to be a giant applause from the audience and nobody applauds. And they're like, Okay, we'll just move on.
Yeah, and Dylan and Jeremy and I are there watching this show, and at any given minute, one of us was asleep.
Yeah,
There were
we
times.
all slept throughout the show.
I think maybe the first and the last number were the only times that we were both awake.
So I pulled up IMDb to look at him, and really quick before we get back to the show, I had pulled up the trivia from Stop That Train, and there were only 3 trivias on there, and I was like, I forgot to mention these. So you just want to say that movie filmed in 19 days. It shows. It features 9 drag queens, and this is my favorite trivia bit: Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jerry O'Connell, and Laurie Metcalf. Although Laurie Metcalf only appears in a photo, all appear in this film, and all were in Scream 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating. Anyway,
yeah.
let me look
I
up
love
the
Laurie.
gooch as you
Let me
talk.
some more. So some other cast members I will mention. The boyfriend of the Gooch,
Yes.
Joe Rigelbrugger.
Sure.
He was, yeah. I mean, you get the sense that some people are just new to this. Remember, I said I recognized him. Well, he was in
Yeah.
Seventh Heaven, and do you remember the show Undress that was on MTV? He was
Yes.
in that as well.
You know who got his start on that show? Pedro Pascal.
Joel did.
Joel?
Joel Rigelbrugger.
I wonder if he knows Pedro Pascal.
They must be friends.
I love him. Pedro Pascal, not Joel.
Yeah. Joel was probably
Ironically,
like
Pedro Pascal played Joel in The Last of Us.
So now I'll point this out. I wanna point out. Turns out he's not gay. He does a very good job at playing gay. Or his bio in the playbill, which I have, it just goes on and on and on about him saying how he's not gay. But Jason Yanto is the Filipino actor who has that. He's got this. There's this part in the show where everybody's on stage because they have a small cast, and then they all have to go change because they play the opposite characters as well. And so it takes a while for them to get changed. They don't have dressers, so this guy just gets out there and does banters for a little bit and does a little song, and he is phenomenal. He's great.
Yeah, he's
more
funny.
of him, please. He was funny and greatly talented and wonderful. Who also oddly hasn't been in a lot of stuff. But he was in. I did look this up because I'm obsessed with 54 Below. We haven't had a conversation about this yet, but I wish that I could see everything that goes on there. I love it.
You know the last show I saw there at 54
Yes.
Below was Paloma Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was at a show there called Filipinos on Broadway. They do all kinds of stuff like this. There's a series of where they get original. It's called Broadway Originals, where this guy gets people from that sing famous Broadway songs originally, and they do them, and there's a whole show about it. And then there's a show where they just get a bunch of people, and they're like, these songs were on Glee, and they do that. And but Linda Edder's doing a show there coming up soon. Tony Dan. I just want to go to everything that's happening. So anyway, he was really good. So he and Olamida were like the stars of it. I wanted to like the person that played the waitress. She was kind of funny, and she at the end of it too, they were asking her to serve them drinks or something, and she's like, oh look, I'm a waitress again, and that was a funny bit. There were some good moments in it, but it really all in all was just like really something you should avoid.
Yeah, it wasn't great. If you like cringy, weird gay shit, it is going on through June 21st, so feel free to go see it. I will say, one of the guy who plays one of the guards, the shorter black guy, and then he's also one of the I don't want to give the plot away in case people want to go see it, but when they go, the group who is accepting of the gays, he's wearing this I don't know what it is, but he's got one nipple out, he's got one tit out, and he looks like he works out, and they were nice tits. I will say he had nice tits, nice nipples, nice tits, and I was not mad at that. That was my takeaway. Nice tit.
Yeah. I mean, there was I wanted to like the twink too. I mean, he had some funny lines in there, like the dinner scene.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, and I hate to say that. I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm just gonna say it, and because it it's hard to judge the show and the rest of the cast because the lead sucked the
Mhm.
energy out. Like it was so far below everyone else's performance that it made you not pay attention to the other people. Is that a fair way of
Yeah,
saying it?
there's definitely a salvageable show inside this if you take the two main white saviors out of it. If you take
Right.
that
If you
main couple out of it,
recast them,
there's a
but
savable
even
show in there.
but the one guy probably would have. I mean, he's probably okay. It's just that whenever they were on stage with this guy, this
The Gooch.
the gooch just
He just needs to
gooched
stick
it.
to writing, maybe try directing, but
The
his
gooch screwed the
acting,
pooch.
I don't know if that was a conscious choice to act it that way, but no, don't do that. Do something different, but not that.
Now, I have no doubt that we're gonna go to some gay networking thing and we're gonna run into this dude and somehow it's gonna come out. And I really hate to like just destroy a show like this, but like if you can give me $25 and I'll smack you in the face and it'll be less painful.
Yeah.
Um but like we're
Also,
gonna run into this guy at some point and we're gonna have to
I'll be
atone
honest,
for our review.
since you and Dylan got into town, this week is the most gay shit I've done. So when with you guys we go to gay shit. Like, but when it's just me, I've had my fill of the queers. I mean, good for you. I'll go to Pride, but I don't really do a lot of gay shit when I'm not with you guys. I
Well,
kind of
except for this podcast. I mean, we cover gay
I
shit
mean,
on the
yes,
podcast,
we
so
do,
it's
but
fine.
we'll watch movies and I'll go to shows and stuff. But I'm not like I don't go to networking events and I don't immerse
Well,
in the gay community. I did that for a decade and I took this past year to kind of just, focus on me. And it's hard to do that when the gays all want you to focus on them. But good for them. I'm happy for all the advancements we've done. But yeah, I'll get more into the gay shit, but not as much. Just a little. Not this gay. This is too much gay. I'm gonna
it
dial it
was
back.
well. I mean, I just like
This was
I
was
like
that a
good gay.
gun?
I
Did
don't
someone shoot a
know.
cannon?
I don't know if like is it supposed to rain? Was it either
The gays are
thunder just
coming. The
went off?
gays are coming.
Yeah, where the gooch is on
The
a
go-
killing spree
The
right
gooch
now.
heard us and he's coming for us. But yeah, I mean, if check it out, why not? You got till the 21st. If you're in
I
New
just
York,
gotta say, I owe the gay Scrooged movie an apology. I mean, I should call Tracy Bay. I need to go back. I hope that when people listen and I did like a bad review of something that they listen to all the episodes because eventually I'm gonna see something that I'm gonna be like, no, that was actually good,
yeah,
and this made me think that was good. I don't even
yeah,
want to. I can't. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it no. I'm gonna give it no stars.
yeah. I'll give it half a grape only
Oh, half a
because
grape. Yeah,
I
half a grape.
liked
Oh yeah.
the two that I liked. Yeah,
Jason was good in
Olamide.
Olamide. Olamide. She was good. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Let's hope that something better comes along for us in the next couple of days.
Yeah. Oh, this Friday. Guess what opens this Friday?
Is that Leviticus?
Leviticus. They had a trailer on Backrooms and Obsession. And I'm like, oh, Rick is going to hate this movie, but it looks so good.
I mean, it's free, so it's kind
It
of hard to.
Opens on Friday. Oh, we'll do a double feature. We'll do Leviticus and Story 5. Jesus Christ.
Toy
Apparently
Story.
I've had a lot of wine. Toy Story 5. We'll see Leviticus first so you can use the kids movie to wash the scariness out of your
Danny
mind.
sent me a movie today that might be of interest. It's an old one. It's like in the 60s. But it looks actually pretty interesting and it's got Henry Ford in it, but there's a subplot. It's like she's getting um confirmed as like Secretary of State or something, and there's a subplot about a gay senator and it's in the 60s, so might be interesting. Gets a lot of good ratings, lots of famous people in it. But no, we'll do Leviticus. I
Yeah.
mean, why not? The week
Yeah.
before I have to go sleep in a room by myself, let's go see a horror movie.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right.
Be good. Anyway, we will be back next week. And until then, the cork is back in the bottle.